Are you in the market for an affordable network-attached storage device? Well, Asustor's AS1002T might just be it. You can turn it into a multimedia server, FTP server, cloud server, and do a whole bunch of other stuff with it as well. It looks really sharp, is fast, and super secure. It comes in this great looking box that is very informative, and it has a handle on the top. It's packaged very well, 2 pieces of quality styrofoam on either side of the main unit, and it's in a plastic bag, and they have some plastic here at the front as well. This box, and in it they include 8 black thumb screws, and this is excellent because it will make installing the drives very easy. A category 5E network cable, power cord, power adapter, the installation CD, and a quick start guide. Now, this is an elegant and compact network-attached storage device, and unique in the fact that it doesn't have any external hot swappable drive bays at the front. That's what you would normally see in a NAS, but they've really gone for a modern flair here, maybe form over function. Still very functional, of course, because you can install drives on the inside, which I'll show you in just a minute, but you can really fit this into really any environment, whether it be your family room, living room, or even office. Now let's hit on the hardware specifications. It comes with a Marvel Armada 385 1 GHz dual core processor. Now this has 256-bit encryption, comes with 512 megabytes of memory, and by the way, that is not expandable. You can fit 2 3.5-inch drives on the inside. They can be SATA 2 or SATA 3 drives, and by the way, as for raw capacity, well, you could have a couple of 8 terabyte drives on the inside of this, and of course set it up in a number of different RAID configurations. You've got 2 USB 3 ports as well as 1 Gigabit LAN port. Now, one of the advantages to a network-attached storage device over a full-fledged computer system set up as a server is power savings. Now, of course, this is going to depend on what drives you have installed, but typically speaking, it consumes 13.2 watts. That's operational, and in hibernation, it's around 6.6 watts. So if you do the math over a number of years, you're going to have money in your pocket. As well, very quiet, 33 decibels. And it measures in at 165 millimeters high, 102 millimeters wide, and 218 millimeters long. Now let me really quickly fly through some of the software and features, and I'll list on the screen here more information. As for the operating system, comes with their ADM 2.5 and onwards. You can update, of course, that when you want to, as well update the firmware whenever you feel like it. Operating system supported is pretty much everything: Windows, Mac, as well as Unix, Linux, BSD. Browsers, all of them. You've got, Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, Safari. Network protocols, well, I'll list them on the screen, but the typical ones, AFP, NFS, FTP. File server system is ext4. External is the internal. External is FAT32. NTFS, ext3, ext4, and HFS Plus. Now, as for the storage management, well, of course, you can do a single drive, just a bunch of disks with a couple, as well as RAID 0 and RAID 1. iSCSI is possible as well. You have disk management. You can schedule bad block scans and smart scans. You've got energy control as well with this, power saving measures. Networks, well, as for that, you've got TCP IP version 4 and version 6, as well as VLAN. Like I said, I'll list on the screen more information about the network. As for backup solutions, you've got rsync or remote sync backup, cloud backup, FTP backup, and external backup. Now, as for system administration, you can monitor the system logs, connection logs, file access logs, real-time online user monitor, user quotas, and so on. It comes with a network recycle band, good for restoring things. As for access control, you can have up to 1,024 users, 256 groups, shared folders, 256, concurrent connections is 128, and it does support Windows Active Directory. Now, as for ACL or access control lists, well, provides both Windows ALC and Linux ALC permission configurations, and you can read more information about that on the screen or visit their website. Security, very tight. AES 256-bit folder encryption. You've got a firewall. You've got different notifications, alarms for email and SMS, encrypted connections, HTTPS, FTP over SSL, TLS, as well as its own built-in hardware encryption engine. And you can also set up an auto blacklist, trusted list, or a white and black list, and this does support IP as well as IP range and geolocation. Now, what about external devices? Well, you can pretty much connect anything into the USB ports. And remember, again, you have two USB 3 ports on this. It does support pretty much any USB external storage device, as well USB Wi-Fi or a Bluetooth dongle. Connect a printer into this. It also has USB DAC support, and of course you can plug in an external CD-ROM drive, a DVD drive, or a Blu-ray ROM. Now let's have a closer look around this gorgeous NAS. Again, at the front you've got this very stylish diamond plate finished cover. At the top right is their logo. At the top left you've got status LEDs for power, drive, and network access. At the bottom left is a USB 3 port. There's nothing on the left side or the right side, but at the back you've got a 70mm exhaust fan, the power button, as well as another USB 3 port. Here's the Gigabit LAN connection, and here is where the power adapter gets connected. And at the bottom are 4 rubber feet, and note the ventilation. So that back fan will actually pull in cool air, move it across the drives, and then port the warm air up the back. Now, installing 1 or 2 drives in this is easy. First, you'll need to remove the cover, and to do that, take off the 2 back thumb screws, slide it back, and it comes right off. Next, carefully slide the drives in, and then use the included thumb screws to secure them. And finally, replace the cover and replace the thumb screws at the back so it's nice and secure. Now, this is really easy to set up. With the hard drives installed and the NAS powered up, launch the control center, update it if required, and it will find the NAS on your network. The status will show on initialized. Click on that button and it will open the default web browser to the network address of the NAS and start the initialization process. It will then download the ADM file, partition format the drive, unpack the firmware, and update the system. Give the NAS a server name and password. It will then finalize the process and finally register the unit. Note that you can also set up this NAS with your smartphone using the mobile app AI Master. Okay, so let's quickly fly through the operating system. At the top right, you've got a task manager, some information. Here you've got settings, your own settings, personal, volume, usage, and you can change the home screen if you like. As well, you can restart, shut down, or sign out, or search. Within access control, you've got control over the local users, add, edit, remove, domain users, shared folders, which you can add, edit, you can give access rights to or remove, also virtual drive, and app privileges. Within the activity monitor, this just gives you really an overview of the CPU, memory, network, disk usage. By the way, I have this set up in RAID 0, fast, but certainly not great, because if one drive fails, you are SOL, and the processes that are running. RAID 0 is good to set up if, for example, maybe you're dumping some information on there that you don't really care about too much, and if one drive goes, then it's fine. You just want it to be as fast as possible, but I would really recommend in most cases doing RAID 1. Okay, so let's get back to this. This is App Central. This is where you'll find all the apps. Now, these apps actually were not installed, but I installed them, and you can install many more. Here are all of the different apps. Online help, this is very useful. Backup and restore, you can do the remote sync, FTP backup, internal backup, external backup, cloud backup, and different system settings. External drives, you can have a disk, a thumb drive, put in the USB port, printer, Wi-Fi, UPS, Bluetooth, or an optical drive. File Explorer, nothing really complicated here. You've got the different folders, external drive, within the virtual drive and recycle bins and whatnot. Within services, you've got the different services for Windows, file service, Active Directory, Mac OS X, NFS, file server. By the way, I'm sorry, I'm just flying through this stuff, but it would take too long to go through every single feature. Just giving you an overview of what this can do. Web DAV, web server, MySQL server, terminal, rsync server, TFTP server, and SNMP. Within settings, you've got these general settings. Network, general LAN, Wi-Fi, proxy, VPN settings, regional options, hardware. This is pretty neat actually. You can adjust the LED brightness, and put it in night mode if you want to, and you can adjust the buzzers and whatnot. Energy control, power, and fan controls. Notifications, which you can edit. ADM Defender. This is your firewall. ADM Update, would recommend leaving this enabled so it automatically updates. The recycle bin. Energy Saver, probably recommend this setting. You can go custom if you want to. Ease of access, and do a factory default and register. You can see that I have registered. Would recommend doing that because you can't install any apps if you do not. Storage Manager, this shows you about the volume, the disk, and whatnot. And system information about this NAS, the network, different logs, online users, and you've got the doctor. And this will just diagnose the system. You can also get a health report. Now this NAS is really all about cloud storage and how you can access your information remotely. They have a lot of mobile apps, so I'll go through those now. AI Data makes it super convenient so you can access all of your files and information remotely. AI Download makes it really convenient for searching and downloading while on the go. AI Photo allows you to access all of your images remotely. And a lot of you will really love AI Music because you can access all of your music as well on the go. AI Remote basically turns your mobile device into a remote control so you can play and pause and whatnot. Being able to add cameras to this device, it's nice to have a mobile app for that, and it is AI secure so you can keep an eye on what's going on. Finally, AI Videos, so you can watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and other videos while you're out and about. Now this is in essence a pretty basic but elegant looking network attached storage device that is very affordable. So all things considered, it is a kick-ass product. Until next time, take care.